So it's the same with any habitat, it is complex, and a lot of the life cycles of these invertebrates and birds and bats, they are complicated. They need a patchwork and a variety of habitats, and if you cut off one of those, then the whole thing becomes unsustainable. The species just isn't able to survive. And here we're talking about 1,000 houses on acid grassland, which is prime foraging habitat for any number of bees and wasps, nectaring habitat for butterflies, and of course an amazing food source for all the red-listed birds that we know live here, and all of the 10 bat species that Middlewick supports. The bottom line is a lot of bats and birds and small mammals and reptiles are going to go hungry or be displaced or killed in the process. And that really is part and parcel of development. There isn't a humane or a kind way, a sympathetic way of doing that.
Those little lizards are scuttered away. Well, that was nice to see, wasn't it?
Yep.
Amazing how many little young ones we've seen. How many? Yeah. Ready. Oh, look. Yeah, slow one. Don't go. Like this patch over here, don't they? They do. Yeah, look at that. Look right into the grass. That tail goes.
Well, there are 3 nests of spider hunting wasps here. They build little tunnels under the ground, and then they catch spiders and stun the spiders and then drag them into their nest holes, and then they lay an egg in the body of the spider, and then that provides food for the larva to develop when it emerges. And there's quite a group of them, so it's a bit difficult to know which species we've got here. And if I manage to catch one, we'll be able to identify it. Oh, it's of absolutely national significance. There are a few other places where you could find the diversity of species that we have here, and obviously what I'm particularly interested in are the invertebrates, the bees and the wasps especially. And this is acid grassland, and these dry, well-draining, sandy soils that we've got here, perfect for them to build their nests. And so there's certainly nowhere in North Essex that compares with this at all. And certainly in the Colchester area, it's the outstanding wildlife site.
I was confused when I first saw the map that had been produced by the MOD, because I thought that they maybe just hadn't done any surveying whatsoever, because the only way you could have come to that conclusion would be to look at the Wick and say, oh, it's just grassland. Whereas, of course, just a brief look closer shows that actually, it's an incredibly important and valuable site for the wax caps. And yeah, I think we've proved that quite easily, just in a few sessions. Frill going around the cap. Can you see the orange frill here going around the cap?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's our honey wax cap, which is quite a nice little find. We've had quite a bit of it, but it's still nice to find it.
We can go and continue on our walk.
One of the reasons being that it's so easy to build on, I reckon, because a woodland you have to clear beforehand, and a woodland is more obvious in that you've got large plants there, whereas somewhere like this the plants are less obvious, the fungi are less obvious. But the fact is that we have so little acid, unimproved grassland, and that's also, you know, within itself a specific habitat. It's not just grassland, it's acidic, unimproved. And I mean, the fact that we've got an area of this size is really quite remarkable. There's so few of them, and where we do have these grasslands, they're very fragmented, they're apart from each other. So if we lose a species from one of them, it can't necessarily be repopulated from another. You know, they do exist as islands.
So the reason we're doing this this survey, nightingales, we did a survey last year, I think it was 59 singing nightingales. So we've confirmed that this is one of the richest sites in the whole country for nightingales. I think there's only one other site that has more nightingales in the whole country, a site in Kent, Lodge Hill. So Middlewick, the area of Middlewick, is the second richest site in the whole country. So we've got the whole of the Middlewick ranges divided up into, I think it's 1, 2, 3, 4, about 6 or 7 different surveyors just to cover the whole area. We've talked to a couple of the experts who have guided us in how to survey. So the figures that we're going to have are sort of confirmed and verified. That this is one of the most important sites in the whole country. So the way that this involves doing morning surveys. So we're all getting up or starting our survey at exactly the same time, 5 o'clock in the morning, going out and doing it all at the same time, doing our different blocks at the same time. Then all those results get put onto a map of the whole area.
Wow.
Preaching!
Amazing.
Thank you. Thank you, Billy and the Stop Shopping Choir. Bloomin' amazing stuff. I think all this campaigning lark, this is the kind of thing we don't expect. We expect foraging in the undergrowth for all this amazing wildlife. But what an amazing boost for the campaign, not just in kind of the fundraising, which is really important, but just the publicity and the morale. We don't get many nights out like this. One of our mantras is lay no bricks, save the wick. Remember that one. Yeah, this is what it's all about, what we're fighting for. The MOD have already destroyed a hectare worth over a football pitch of woodland, dormouse habitat, reptile habitats, put a flail and a chainsaw through it, and they've destroyed skylark nests, and it's heartbreaking. But it reminds us very clearly what this fight is about, and the damage that they're planning is much, much greater. Great thing is there is an intervention point. Had it not been for 8 years of the most amazing, courageous campaigning, the bulldozers might already be on site. But we managed to stall it. There's a local plan review. This is absolutely a fight we can win, and a fight we must win, not just for Middlewick, but for sites all across the country, because this is threatening the local wildlife site network. Lay no bricks, save the wick! Lay no bricks, save the wick! 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 Save
And it just meant that pretty much every time I was coming out, I'd be going to the Middlewick because there was so much value in finding things there, whether it's at the start of the season when the green tiger beetles are out. They're a really, really incredible species to go and find on your hands and knees trying to find. They're probably the quickest insects that we have. So they're always a challenge from a photography point of view. But it's a species that I only really see locally here in decent numbers. And then throughout the season, you've then got all of the digger wasps and all of the burrowing bees and things like that. Then last thing in the season, you've got the ivy bees. So from a photography point of view alone, there's so much to see, it really is. From my point of view, it's one of those situations where this land is known by everyone, whether it's dog walkers or serious ecologists, how important it is. The acid grassland in particular is one of the reasons why the area is so important and the wildlife is so unique at the same time. And I've seen firsthand all of the wildlife that's around here, and I know that any building on here, whether it be one house, 10 houses, 1,000, it's going to have a massively detrimental effect on the wildlife.